please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome to This Week at X. Today we're going to start with a tweet from Riley Gaines. The Biden admin has just officially abolished Title IX as we knew it. Now sex is equal to gender identity. In a nutshell, the new rewrite means men can take academic and athletic scholarships from women. Men will have full access to bathrooms, locker rooms, etc. Men could be housed in dorms with women. Students and faculty must compel their speech by requiring the use of preferred pronouns. If the guidelines above are ignored or even questioned, then you can be charged with harassment. I have, for many years in fact, criticized Title IX. I more notably criticized it for the Obama Dear Colleague letter that presumed guilt over innocence in the process of you must believe any and all accusation. I also don't like that colleges have their own legal system, if that makes sense. With Title IX, they were given that ability. To me, when a crime is committed, it goes straight to the police. The university doesn't behind closed doors decide the fate of the student who is accused. Because of Title IX and the Dear Colleague letter, many students got expelled, were removed from their degrees, to later in lawsuits claim back hundreds of thousands of dollars from those universities because of it. A Rolling Stones article did not help the situation. Many years ago, this, if anything, compounded the problem. Aspects of Title IX were under the Trump administration abolished, and I believe the Dear Colleague letter was the main casualty of it, and rightly so. Under Biden, a more progressive message is being pushed, and this has rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way. Considering what many sports governing bodies are doing now to prevent, inhibit, restrict one's ability, if you are transgender, male to female more notably, from competing at the higher levels, it seems very redundant to offer these athletic scholarships to transgender women because they can't go much further. So what would the point in offering the scholarship be? And there is much in the way of argument that it does deprive those who are biological women from getting that scholarship because they can go further in their sport. Riley Gaines has been calling it out for a while. I'm sure many would like to call Riley transphobic. You're welcome to do that in the comments. I take no issue with it. Elon Musk had retweeted this with the simple word insane. Now I mention Elon Musk because we have a few of his tweets over the past week that interested me. So the first thing I should mention is that Australian politicians, some, are actively promoting people stop using the platform because of fake news and because they are trying to an extent control it, which is weird. Not all politicians, by the way, certainly not those in higher office, just those who ideologically disagree with free speech. Which is interesting because X, or Twitter, is the #1 news app on the App Store in Australia. Elon has also been calling out the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, LA Times, New York Times, because of the relative frequency going up exponentially, which Elon dubs the woke mind virus taking over the legacy media. It is quite a increase in relative frequency, I will admit. Other areas of note. Most people don't even know their own cultural history. This Korean guy thought Koreans had no history of slavery. It turns out Korea has thousands of years of history of slavery, which continues in North Korea even today. Korea is one of the most prolific, in fact. Elon pointed out here that the drive to end slavery on a worldwide basis was spearheaded by Britain in the early 1800s, where we did conquer the world and then decide, you can have it back now. Of course, there is some historical inaccuracy with what Elon has said, but I guess it depends on interpretation of slavery. And Spain as well. That country has been through quite a bit. Elon Musk. The US birth rate has fallen to its lowest level in a century. What a shame, I thought. What a shame. Elon retweeted, while many other countries are worse, America is trending towards extinction. I am 100% okay with this. But I'm okay with No Lives Matter. I am a consistent Cthulhu-kin. You're all welcome. Bask in the glory of anti-life and, of course, Nutrigrain bars, because we're very, very pro-Nutrigrain here. Reply underneath, Andrew Tate. White people are going extinct, and when you try and encourage them to have babies, they call you names. Born to lose. There has been much in the way of conversation concerning Mr. Tate of late, not least because of his claims of his wealth being quite large. Is a car collection in the 75+ million, I believe, or 150 million, having the biggest university in the world. People questioning his sexuality, and of course the fact he's mixed race, talking about white people. As long as True Geordie isn't dunking on Andrew Tate's faith, we're golden, because that one was a bit of a low blow. Andrew Tate. This got him trending, by the way. Sex is for making children. Any man who has sex with women because it feels good is gay. Oh my, PP feels good. This is great. In fact, if you are 40 with less than 5 children, you're probably gay. All that feel-good PP sex and hardly any genetic legacy? The fact people took this so seriously had me crying with laughter. I look at his Twitter because he is clearly baiting you out. He knows it's going to get him a lot of impressions. 18 million views on this, 55,000 likes, 11,000 comments, 13,000 retweets. If Keffels was still relevant, I'm sure Keffels could have ratioed Andrew Tate with that. It is clearly bait, and so many people got triggered to shit over it. All because many are using it as an excuse to question Andrew Tate's sexuality. They believe a lot of his commentary on his Twitter is a coping mechanism for him being, well, gay. Twitter is very poisonous. I like it. It tickles me because I don't get involved. By the way, 9.4k bookmarked this tweet. 9.4k. What is wrong with you people? Who needs to bookmark tweets and who does it 9.4k times? Next, the quartering. I don't even want to look at the comments because I just know it'll all be 1,000 variants of would or nice. Included is an image of a bunch of female teachers taken from an article in the Daily Mail. Now, within the Halls of Injustice series that I've done on this channel, and will still do, just not as often, I have called out so many times female teachers for committing crimes against children. My view on it is simple. Factors used under the guise of mitigating include poor mental health, coming from a rather abusive upbringing, household relationship ending, the usual spiel really, or compromised mental faculties, as a reason to justify a female teacher in their mid to late 20s in a veritable position of privilege and power, taking advantage of a young, impressionable, very horny teenage boy to downplay what it is. It's RAPE of the statutory variety. Every time I cover a female teacher within the series of the Halls of Injustice, I don't need to tell anyone what happens next, because we all know what they've done. And a few of these people in that image I have covered in the Halls of Injustice. If you want to think them hot, or you want to high-five the kid, go nuts. I won't. They all have crazy eyes, and they all did the wrong. Man does it, and we've had it in the UK, horrible sentence, justifiably so on the register for the rest of their life. Female teacher does it, barely a sentence at all, and they get their license to teach back as well because they shouldn't be denied the chance to live a life and work and be a part of society. Reformation, everyone. The jail sentence gap is real, and I find it quite sickening. The teachers that do this do it because to them they like to be in control. It is a power play to them. I noticed Asmongold and Caseytron having a little bit of a thing on Twitter, and it tickled me to no end because everyone else had to throw in their weight, their hat, their opinion. Caseytron, Asmongold hates himself more than what any of us ever could. Just look at the lifestyle he chooses to live as a multimillionaire. There is nothing that could be said to that disgusting man that could ever make him change his filthy, hateful, putrid ways. Just a real stinker. I remember Caseytron during the time of Gamergate. They were just some quirky, almost deadpan delivery gamer type, occasionally espousing the odd remark here or there, appeared on The Drunken Peasants. I found them quite funny back then. Time changes us all though a little bit, doesn't it? Asmongold saw this and replied, "You're fat and you spend your life smoking weed and doing drugs. If anyone's a stinker, it's you." Destiny. Asmongold is so effing gross and filthy, I can't believe someone who's making so much money would choose to live such a disgusting life. Included an image of Caseytron looking like white trash. I think it was done intentionally so. Chris the Third Nazi Narc. People like Casey is why plastic surgery was invented. I don't think plastic surgery is applicable in this. I just think we all know there is a look that works for us and a look that doesn't. Yeah? This does though look like a costume that she's put on for a reason. To look like white trash. I could be wrong though. I don't actually watch Twitch streams generally, beyond Ben G. Simon, the Hootsman, and my friend Sithy. Beyond that, I don't really pay attention, and you should all follow all three of them. As we've mentioned Twitch, we should mention a little bit of gaming. Fortnite has revealed the new Billie Eilish skin. Now, I forgot Fortnite even existed, I don't play it, but here is the image, and the vast majority of the comments are talking about something that is quite clearly missing from Billie Eilish, and that would be the fact that Billie Eilish is, from what I've been told, quite well endowed in the chest department. From what I've seen of her face, they got that somewhat correct, and the green works. But I don't play Fortnite, so I don't see what the point is of this. But if you're going to do it right, At least make sure, anatomically speaking, you've got this right, unless you knew in advance perhaps that Billy was going to get herself a breast reduction. Scottish Feminist Network, yes, we're moving on. Giving birth 3 times must have stung quite a bit. J.K. Rowling, yes. Nobody warned me my penis wasn't really designed for giving birth. In retrospect, I should have stopped at 1, but I kept hoping my urethra would loosen up. Kelsey, I'm curious. Is the epidural inserted into the penis before birth? J.K. Rowling, such ignorance. You can't stick a needle in the penis. You might hit the baby. No, I was given it right in the balls. Name I can't even be asked to learn how to pronounce. Jesus Christ. J.K. Rowling, which is exactly what I said when the needle went in. I get the feeling, because we've circled back to this trans discussion, many users on Twitter or X are still within the mindset of JK's a massive villain, so everything she tweets I must get in on. Although, the replies from Kelsey and name I can't pronounce are in effect enabling further sarcasm, which is a good thing, because regardless of how complicated or aggressive the conversation is, we all need to be able to have a good laugh about something, which is why I like looking at things like this, because it amuses me to no end. Last week I made a video on the Space Marines, the Custodes, who have been essentially cucked by Games Workshop. The YouTuber, I believe still a YouTuber. The ritualistic humiliation of the other is why they do this. There are no people that had no interest in Warhammer 40k but will choose to play now because of this change. However, there are thousands of people, as seen on the official GW account, with collections of over 10k US dollar, showing how they are cancelling their account. The anti-fans hope that every company will cater to them, and eventually you'll be forced to buy from their slop, or choose to be deprived of entertainment. This explains why they despise anime or video games like Stellar Blade, The Coffin of Ashley, and whatever that is. They not only hate to see that this is what the true market actually wants to spend money on, and also realise that the more Western companies lose money, the more they have to cut with the nonsense or go bankrupt. Included are images. The first is from Noise Minis. Ladies and gentlemen of Wokehammer, we won. The gate was crushed again. Chudhammer has been defeated, and unlike them, we actually have proof of said victory. Their men are fleeing the battlefield as we speak, reduced to mere lolcows. Images included on the second. Yep, there's that, further proving what will happen when people get what they want, and how mass layoffs devastated disabled game developers, further confirming the point of getting woke or going woke, getting and going broke. I do not support female custodies, and I've done it in a rant, a 20-minute long TED talk. I've had people say, yeah, but why? I linked the video and they still say, but why? They're clearly not paying attention. I have given a fairly concise response in a lengthy audio clip. I'm not uploading that to Twitter as well because I can't be asked to get premium. It's not worth it for me. The final tweet I'd like to show today is from Carl Jobst. My trial with Billy Mitchell has just been scheduled for the 9th of September. It will finally be over soon. Reply, once Billy loses, how will an Australian judge be able to enforce him to pay for your legal fees? Is it a realistic scenario that although the fight is over, your losses will never be recuperated? Reply, Florida can and will enforce Australian judgments. So if he does lose, he cannot escape it, and I hope he does lose. Billy Mitchell is a fraud, and he knows it. This trial with Carl Jobst is hilarious. He's been found out, and he's got nothing. He should lose. Billy Mitchell, that is, and Carl Jobst should get everything back.